look at the creature on your screen. Really, look at it. You see a loaf of bread with legs. You see a toasted marshmallow that somehow learned to bark. You see the internet's favorite potato, a waddling cylinder of fluff that has launched a million memes. We dress them in hot dog costumes, we watch them struggle to jump on the couches, we treat them like the court jesters of the canine world. But what if I told you that this entire cute persona is the greatest deception in military history? What if I told you that the ridiculous shape of this dog, the low suspension, the massive ears, isn't biology? It's design. Welcome back to Happy Tales. Today, we're stripping away the memes, we're ignoring the tea parties, because underneath that golden, fluffy, innocent exterior lies a secret so strange that most history books refuse to print it. You think you're looking at a pet, but the ancient legends say you're looking at a war machine. You're looking at a biological tank built for a rider that you cannot see. Today, we unmask the Corgi. Quickly, before we start, if you love dogs, hit that subscribe button and join the pack. The Folklore, the alien origin. To understand the Corgi, you have to stop thinking about evolution. Forget Darwin. According to the oldest oral traditions of Wales, this dog did not evolve from wolves. It was a gift. The legend goes like this. Centuries ago, two children were playing in the wild forests of Wales. They stumbled upon a clearing and found two puppies. They were golden red with massive pointed ears. The children assumed they were fox cubs, scooped them up, and carried them home. But when their father saw them, he didn't see foxes. He saw something holy. He told the children that these were the dogs of the Tylwyth Teg. The Tylwyth Teg are the Welsh fair folk. Not the Tinkerbell kind. These were powerful, dangerous spirits. And these dogs, they were their horses. This is the core of the Corgi myth. They are the fairies' battle steed. Cynics will tell you this is just a story, but the Corgi carries the proof, stamped directly onto its coat. Next time you see a Pembroke Welsh Corgi, look closely at its shoulders. You'll see a patch of darker hair that wraps around the dog's back and down its sides. We call it a marking. The ancient Welsh called it the fairy saddle. Legend says this is the harness mark, burned into the genetic code of the breed after centuries of being ridden into battle by fairy warriors. They were charging into supernatural warfare, clashing against night demons to protect the valleys of Wales. They were chosen because they were fearless, and they were chosen because, well, if you are 2 feet tall, a Corgi is a Clydesdale. The biological engineering? The ankle biter. Maybe you don't believe in fairies, fine. Let's look at biology. People see stubby legs and think defect. Wrong. That's military-grade engineering. Corgis are healers, bred to drive cattle capable of lethal kicks. A normal dog takes that hoof to the face. But the Corgi, it exploits the kick glitch. It's built so low that it exists underneath the ballistic trajectory of the hoof. They nip the ankle, the cow kicks, and the Corgi flattens into a speed bump while the hoof sails harmlessly overhead. It isn't cute, it's a biological cheat code. This is why they have that stubborn attitude. You can't be a timid people pleaser and bite a 1-ton animal for a living. You have to be arrogant. You have to believe you are the biggest thing in the room. And this explains the sploot. You know the move. The Corgi frogs its legs straight back like a roasting chicken. We think it's adorable. We think it's lazy. It's not. It's a functional necessity. The Corgi's hips are designed with extreme flexibility to make sharp angular turns on rocky hills without blowing out a joint. When they sploot, they are stretching those tactical hip flexors. It isn't a yoga pose. It's a warrior limbering up for the next scrimmage. The Invader and the Queen. History. So, we have a fairy steed and a cattle-herding tank. But where do they actually come from? The name Corgi literally translates to dwarf dog, but history suggests a darker origin than just local breeding. If you look at the skull of a Corgi and then look at the skull of a Swedish Valhund, the resemblance is undeniable. The Valhund is a Viking cattle dog. Historians believe the Corgi's ancestors didn't float down on fairy dust, they jumped off the longships of Viking raiders. They are the descendants of Viking war dogs, stranded in Wales, bred with local dogs, and refined into the loaf-shaped weapon we know today. So, inside your Corgi, there's a civil war fighting between two ancestries. One part is a magical Welsh spirit guide, the other is a Viking berserker screaming for Valhalla. And perhaps this duality is what caught the eye of the most powerful woman in modern history. We cannot talk about the Corgi without talking about the Queen. Before Elizabeth II, the Corgi was a dirty farm dog. It was a worker. But in 1933, a young Princess Elizabeth looked at this strange creature and decided, that is the one. She didn't just own them, she built a dynasty. For decades, the royal palace wasn't run by humans, it was run by a pack of Corgis. And the stories are legendary.
Well, Queen Elizabeth was widely known for her love and admiration of dogs and devoted much of her time to caring for dozens of Welsh Corgis.
It wasn't just dogs, was it? It was specifically Corgis.
Corgis.
These dogs were not well behaved. They nipped the ankles of prime ministers. They terrorized the palace guards. Why? Because you can take the dog out of the Welsh hills, but you cannot take the ankle-biting warfare out of the dog.
Why the Corgi? Why that particular breed of dog that she was drawn to?
Why not the Corgi? It's a really bright little dog. It's easily trainable. It's very intelligent. It's not too big.
The Queen didn't try to train it out of them. She respected it. She recognized a fellow ruler when she saw one. She understood that the Corgi is not a subordinate. It's a sovereign state wrapped in fur. Conclusion: the relic and the meme. So, here's the paradox of the Corgi. When you look at that dog sleeping on your rug, you're looking at a walking contradiction. It's a creature built by Vikings, gifted by fairies, and popularized by a queen. It's a biological tank designed to fight animals 50 times its size. And today, it's trapped in the body of a toasted marshmallow, forced to endure our memes. But look into its eyes. Really, look. That isn't the look of a pet who wants a treat. That's the look of a retired general who knows he could take you down, but is currently too comfortable to bother. So here's your homework. Find a Corgi, ask the owner if you can say hello, and when you pet them, check the shoulders. Trace the line of the darker fur where the fairy harness used to sit, and ask yourself, is it just a change in pigmentation? Or is it a scar from a life we've forgotten? If you learned one new thing about the tactical potato today, hit that like button. It tells the algorithm that we're worth keeping around. And if you want to join the pack and uncover the truth, hit subscribe. We are Happy Tales, and we'll see you in the next one.